Okay, so I will pay around 2,500 rupees for a beer.
2,500.
Just imagine. 2,500, one can.
One can. And here it's apparently 180 rupees.
So can you imagine? It's like
Maybe we should.
180 rupees. It's more than 10 times. More than 10 times.
Since we're talking about students, and you said you were the only Sri Lankan there, what was it like, without a peer
Uh,
in
okay.
your batch, right? In your batch, you were the only Sri
In
Lankan.
my batch, yeah.
Yeah.
In my university, yeah.
In your entire university, only Sri Lankan.
Yeah.
My God. What is it like?
Uh,
What is it like? What are the people like? First thing is, what are the people like? The Finns itself, and what is it like for you as a Sri Lankan in Finland?
Sri Lankan in Finland. Pretty proud that I've come to represent my country because I didn't know that there were other Sri Lankans studying also in this city
Uh-huh.
until 8 months or 9 months went past. So at that time, I thought, okay, maybe I'm the only person here. So I was pretty proud of myself that, oh shit, damn.
Feeling unique.
Yeah, I was feeling very unique. And I honestly, like, uh, whenever I say that I'm from Sri Lanka, like, they're like, whoa, damn, okay.
Mm-hmm. Exotic.
And everyone knows, it's not America.
Right.
Everyone knows where Sri Lanka is from.
Seriously,
Is where it, yeah.
that's great. That's
Europeans are
amazing,
educated, man.
man. That's great. That's really nice to hear.
Europeans Europeans know about our civil war, they know about our racial politics, they know about what's
Damn.
going on in our country, they know about the colonialism, they also know that we practice Buddhism,
Mm-hmm.
practice Hinduism and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they're very educated.
Damn. That's nice. That's actually nice, man.
Yeah.
That's a fresh change from Ah, is that India? Is that a part of India? When you say Sri Lanka.
Mm. No, I mean, of course, there are some people, not everyone, but there are some people who have asked me uh, whether it's a part of India.
Mm-hmm.
But most of them, actually, let me think about it, are not from. Actually, there was a person yesterday I was working on a project with
Mm-hmm.
that asked me this question.
Is it a part of
I
India?
said the what my common response to that is uh, that's the worst insult a Sri Lankan can ever receive. And
My
then they shut
God.
up.
Hmm. That's a good response to have up your sleeve.
Yeah, I guess. But I'm kind of sick of listening to it sometimes,
Yeah,
like,
I mean, yeah, you get sick of it after a
most
point.
Europeans, yeah, most Europeans know that Sri Lanka is not a part of India, but they know that it's below India. They always point that out because just to
Mm-hmm.
make sure. But yeah,
Hmm. So, representing Sri Lanka for the first 9 months, bloody proud feeling.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, I was marketing Sri Lanka like hell, that's for sure.
Trying to
Yeah,
get the tourists flowing in.
yeah, I did. Like, Corona happened, and I don't know what the hell's going on with our country now, but like, that's irrelevant besides
Mm-hmm.
the point. But still, people should definitely come and visit Sri Lanka.
Mm-hmm.
It's something very beautiful.
That's true, man. That's true. At
Yeah,
least, at least, in a sense, in a sense.
yeah.
So again, back to the people.
Mhm.
Tell me about the Finns.
Socially awkward,
Mm-hmm.
super socially awkward. Okay, like unbelievably socially awkward. Okay, direct, as in straightforward,
Mm-hmm.
honest, um, reserved.
Right.
Yeah, and very quiet unless they're drunk. Then it
In
goes
which
all
case,
haywire. Yeah. Yeah.
well,
So that's how Finns are. Uh, They but of course I think the women, they are warmer than the men. Men are even more reserved than the women.
Mm-hmm.
They all can speak English, most of them. The younger generation, our generations, can speak English, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, I think they're pretty nice people overall in a way. But it's a bit hard to get used to them at first for us, because we are like, you meet someone in the elevator or something. Classic example, because it happened to me also. Um, and this person's standing on the left, and then you'll be like, "Man, ada wahinwane," right? Like, I'm
Yeah,
serious, like,
yeah.
start. It,
You
it
need to
happens.
you need to fill the silence. Small talk,
Yes.
random talk,
And then the other person's like, "Oh, nee, kata mai. Ang
as
hituwa
if
to
it
paaya hiyala."
as
You
if
know?
it wasn't obvious already.
Yeah. But you talk and then you
Mm-hmm.
smile. Like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, kata mai. Kind of, exactly filling in the silence and making sure, like that it's a friendly environment around.
Mm-hmm.
That's not there here. I tried that. I was in the elevator with this girl once, and I don't know whether I look bad or anything. I don't know, but I just said, "Hey, how's it going? Morning." And then she just looked me up and down, and then she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Ah, okay. I'm in the elevator for 12 floors with you. Great." What am I supposed to do? Or else, even if you, I mean, it happened with so many other people also. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you just don't say hi on the road to people like this. It doesn't make sense. Small talk is avoided in Finland,
Mm-hmm.
unless you're in the club or you're getting drunk with a couple of friends and at the bar. I think everything circulates around alcohol. To be honest, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
They bathe in vodka, macha. Whenever their sports teams win and stuff, like they fill up this like the city fountain with vodka, and then they swim in it, and they put bottles up and they
No.
drink and all that stuff. Yeah, they're pretty nuts. They drink a lot. So that's that that's Finland, man. Yeah, that's how they are. I
That's
honestly
nice.
miss our people, like, in that sense.
The atmosphere we bring.
Macha, nothing like that.
Nothing like that. No. My God. And
It's
must be somewhat lonely, right? If you're not if you are one
yeah,
of a
yeah.
few over
I've
there.
I found it very tough at first,
Mm-hmm.
because it's very hard to make friends with people here. Uh, the other thing is, it takes a long time to make a friend with a Finn. Very long time and constant effort. But once they warm up to you, they are very good friends with you. They won't, and Finns respect someone's privacy, and uh, they don't unnecessarily bother you, kind of thing. And they work on time. If you they're always they're, they're punctual people, and they like to do things on a schedule, and very organized and things like this.
That's nice. And so something that I just want to get it off, as a foreigner or maybe as an Asian, is have you ever had any instances of racism, xenophobia, things like that in Finland?
Sorry,
Non-existent.
homophobia.
Xenophobia. Sorry. Not
uh
homophobia.
okay, like there's in case of homophobia, there's absolutely nothing like that over here.
Mm-hmm.
uh and racism, th- well, they're supposed to be racist, apparently one, if not the most racist country in the European Union.
Really?
But personally, so far, no one has ever attacked me or said anything bad to me so far.
Okay.
But my flatmate got assaulted at a bus stand. But I'm not too sure, to be honest, whether he went to say something about Finland to them. So I have my reservations on that. So, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't go to another person's country, leave and eat off it, and then start
Mm-hmm.
blaming the place, right?
Mm-hmm. You have to have that sense.
When in Rome,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. When in
Yeah,
Rome.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't know about that,
No, I
but he
mean
did get
it
assaulted.
speaks about the fact that for 2 years in Finland you've never had any personal experience. It speaks for itself, man. You know,
But then again, let me try to think a little bit harder. Maybe
maybe subtle forms of racism you're looking at.
yeah, of course. Like like all these people are talking about racism and everything. Like if you think about Sinhalese town or like any
Mm-hmm.
place, like a Suddha walks in or someone walks in, we call them
Yeah,
Suddhas. So bloody
yeah,
hell, like
yeah,
just
yeah.
think about it. Okay,
It's
that's also
always there,
racism.
bro. Yeah, yeah.
And this Suddha wants to kind of make amendments to the way how women are treated over there or something like that. Bugger will be chopped up. That's not racist. So
Works both
I
ways,
I
huh?
don't know. It works both ways. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
like when Finns, there's this thing where like Finns don't like if you haven't integrated into the system. They don't like you messing around with their system. That's fair.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's a particular way in society here. You respect that, or we don't like you, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to mess around with it, so far I've been all right.
Right.
Mm,
So the ones that try
but
to
of
mess
course,
around.
I guess so. But I do know that I've heard that Muslims are not in, or they don't like here because they didn't have a problem at first. But there was this person who was affiliated with ISIS who stabbed a person, and that's very rare in Finland. That
Right.
person would be. It's a country with very high social security,
Mm-hmm.
so people got really mad about that because it was an innocent person who died. But so they are a bit skeptical about them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like from the Middle East, I mean.
Right.
Uh, and I think they don't like people from Africa that much, but I don't know. That's what they say on news and stuff. But I will be dead honest with you. None of my friends who are Finnish people have ever treated me or anyone else differently,
Mm-hmm.
for that matter, never. I mean, they are so respecting that whenever they are with their Finnish friends, they always switch to English so that we understand what they're talking.
Talk about that. I mean, how
That
great is that? Yeah, how considerate is that, man?
yeah, exactly. They don't they are people who don't show. I mean, they don't necessarily say what they're doing. But they do it anyway,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. So yeah, s- i-
Yeah,
that those kinds
that's.
of things are there. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. And like you said, it's fair enough. Like if when you do it all comes down to that. You go there, you integrate into the system. You can't
yeah,
change the system for yourself. That does
yeah.
make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and if there's someone who's expecting to be a first class citizen after moving away from their own country, I don't think you can expect that from other country.
Yeah,
I'm always a second or a third class citizen in this country. That's a fact.
that's a fact.
Because they told us when we were coming here, for jobs and things like this, they will always prioritize Finns over anyone else, and it
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. That's their country, and they should give job opportunities for their people first.
Mm.
That's what we would do as Sri Lankans, right? Like think about this now. The China is trying to, we all know about the Chinese economic, let's say, invasion globally.
Yeah.
And it's a problem in Sri Lanka also, and we
Mm-hmm.
don't like Chinese people taking our
Jobs.
over our jobs, right? So it's
Yeah.
similar here.
Fair enough.
Yeah. It's tough on us. It's not easy, but then that means we need to work double or
Mm.
triple the amount that normal person does, so that we need to kind of work our way through, which is
True enough. And it's
tough.
something. Yeah, it's something you got to expect, and it's in the it's part and parcel of the package. You can't.
The process,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
And
It's yeah.
that's there. And so one thing that I really wanted to talk about was, and you just brought me into it again, was the language, right?
Mm.
So like you told us previously that English is very common. Everybody speaks English there, and
Yeah.
yeah, especially our age. So when it comes to Finnish, though, you told me that it's quite different from Norwegian and Swedish, right?
Mm.
And
Hmm.
it's difficult, but there's also something similar.
No,
To
absolutely
Sinhala.
nothing. To Singali.
Yeah.
Uh, no words are singular. Are
Those.
common with on nothing, absolutely nothing. But well, at least to me, the thinking pattern was pretty similar. Like, considering some words and the way they say certain phrases, it kind of resembled the thinking pattern of Sinhalese, which is quite different to that of English.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like very very simple example here. Uh, Someone says that they are going to uh, their house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like to the house. That phrase, to the
Right.
house. Uh, I would say in Sinhala, gedarata or gedetta.
Mm-hmm.
Gedetta is like spoken, no? That's
Yeah.
how I speak at least. You've bent the word gedara into the phrase,
Mm.
and this pattern is kind of followed in Finnish also. Their way of thinking.
Right. So
Yeah,
would you say you can
that's
maintain a conversation in Finnish, or like
no,
no,
no. I will be lying if I say I can maintain a conversation in Finnish.
just phrases to survive?
Yeah, so far. I mean, I should be technically able to do that right now, but I didn't study. I finished like 3 courses and stuff, but I didn't follow up on it. But hoping to. Yeah.
I mean, 2 years in a country and still haven't grasped the knowledge, the language is like kind of goes to show how complicated it is.
Yeah, that also, and also the fact that it's pretty easy over here. You don't necessarily need to learn Finnish unless you're
Right.
doing a job in Finnish,
Right.
because I go on the road or like to a cashier or something and I speak in English and they will understand what I'm asking.
Hmm. So there's no
And they will
necessity.
no.
Right.
But
But
of course it's good to start off the conversation in Finnish and then they will be like,
ah,
you know. Yeah. They really like it when you speak in the Finnish.
right. So just for the sake of curiosity, could you say something in
Mm.
Finnish to us? Maybe a phrase, two
Why?
phrases.
Okay. Uh, Two phrases. Well, my pronunciation is pretty bad right now, but
No worry about no.
okay.
I don't think anybody in Finland is going to listen to this.
Maybe they will. Some of my
Hopefully
friends,
they
and they'll
will.
be like, "Mitä vittua?" I'm sorry, it's not. You probably know what that meant, but okay. um, well, you say good morning. That's hyvää huomenta.
Mm-hmm.
That's good morning. Hyvä is good,
Mm-hmm.
and morning is huomenta. Moi is hi. Moi moi. They say moi moi or moi for hi.
Mm-hmm.
And also in my city, it's like a slang term for hi. And if you say this all across Finland, they will know that you are from Tampere.
Mm-hmm.
It's moro. You say moro,
Moro.
moro, yeah, or morjes. That's really like village language. Yeah. Then uh, I mitä kuuluu is what's up, how's it going, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
just the things to like moro, and then you
yeah.
can switch to English like, hey.
Yeah. 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 Exactly. Or say moro mitä kuuluu, and it basically means hey, what's up, and then they answer, and then I'm like minä en puhu suomeksi. So it's, I'm sorry, I don't speak. As like anteeksi means sorry. It's like anteeksi minä en puhu suomea. So it means like I'm sorry, I don't speak Finnish. And they're like, oh, okay.
And it reminds me of this Trevor Noah's episode. I
Yeah.
think it was Trevor Noah. Yeah, where he
Okay.
goes to Spain and is like, "Mi no hablo," what is it? Espanol, right? So he says it in
Español.
perfect. Yeah, "Mi no hablo español." He says it in perfect Spanish. Like it's like a British person saying, I don't speak any English." It's like
Yeah.
it just reminded me of that incident where he had this on his
Yeah.
Netflix, I think.
I've said that many times, and most people have been replying to me still in Finnish saying, "Oh, you speak good Finnish."
Like, no, I just know that. I just know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting. And just brought me, there's something really interesting that I found, like when I was doing my background on Finland, was that Finland is not called Finland in Finnish.
Mm-mm. No. Oh man, they have the weirdest names. It's Suomi.
Is it
That's
commonly used?
Finland.
Suomi.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like that's Finland. Like Suomi.
Suomi.
Suomi. Uh, yeah, like Russia is called Venaya. That's
Venaya.
Russia. Venaya.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that's Ruotsi. Ruotsi, it's Swedish. Sweden. Yeah, Sweden, I think.
Mm. So
Yeah,
they,
Swedish
so
is
even,
Ruotsalainen. Yeah.
right. So they have even the names, like, when you have proper names in Sinhala, the proper name for Sweden is still Sweden or something like that. Finland is still Finland.
Mm,
But here the
mm.
proper names are also translated
It,
in.
that's the funny thing. Like, if it's Sri Lanka, it's Sri Lanka. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
no problem.
Mm-hmm.
But then certain countries, no. Certain countries, they have like their own names for it. I don't know why, but like that's how it finishes. It just don't think about the logic. It just doesn't make sense.
Go with the
That's why
flow.
it's such a hard, yeah, it's such a hard language.
And of course, you can't speak about Finland or any country up there without talking about Vikings, right?
Mm,
And personally, I enjoyed the show. I know you enjoyed the show as well. But
absolutely.
how similar would you say? How similar would you say Vikings portray the what Vikings portray the show and what you saw in Finland? Did you watch it after or before going to Finland?
Afterwards,
Afterwards, the whole thing.
the whole thing.
Right. So, from real life and from screen, what would you say?
Okay. First of all, I need to tell you that like Vikings is heavily dramatized.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's definitely not extremely realistic.
Okay.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
drama in it and everything,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and Finnish people, they've had Vikings there, uh, here. I mean, not there here, but not much. And maybe a lot of people have a misconception, especially from Sri Lanka, if they're thinking about it, that, uh, you know, Vikings originated from Norway, if my memory serves me correctly. And at that time and age, Finland was just full of ice. Okay, it was full
Mm-hmm.
of ice, so it was kind of uninhabitable.
Right.
And Sweden, Iceland later, like
Mm-hmm.
Floki goes to Iceland, and
Mm-hmm.
like this. And uh, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Iceland, these Netherlands, these are Viking countries. No,
Right.
Norway and Denmark especially.
Mm-hmm.
Finland has had quite Vikings apparently, but they're still doing research on it. Whether there were a lot or not,
Right.
uh, because it's very tough weather here, and there was ice obviously. Like nothing grows in the winters and stuff, except for mushroom. No, not even mushrooms, potatoes. Yeah, and meat, some meat.
Meat. Yes.
Uh, yeah, do you remember the character Harold Finehair?
Yeah, one of my favorite.
He's Finnish. The actor is
Ah,
Finnish.
right. Okay. Not the actor, not the original.
No, not the original guy, but the actor is Finnish.
Ah,
Okay,
nice.
so like, yeah, Finnish people, on average, in my opinion, are shorter than Norwegians and Swedish people. But uh, despite that, the the Finns that I've seen in the forces and in the police forces uh, are truly giants, mother.
Right.
They are very, very big, huge people. And when I look at them, I'm like, okay, those guys are Vikings. Like, it's scary. Uh, it's really scary to just see them. It's huge. It's about, on average, I think I'm a pretty big Sri Lankan. Like my body size is pretty big compared to most average Sri Lankan
Mm-hmm.
persons. I mean, like they have about 4 times the size of me.
What would you say is your size? I am putting around 6.
You are 6 feet tall.
No, are you crazy, bro? I'm like 5'2" or something. I'm asking about you.
Okay.
Like
Okay,
if.
I'm 5 feet 8 inches. It's not that
Okay.
tall.
Uh-huh.
Now there are so many Sri Lankans who are tall, but it's
Uh-huh.
not about the height only, right?
Uh-huh.
The build, it's just nuts, bro. Like these guys are like probably 6 foot 5 inches, 6 inches, and their bodies are like massive. Okay, and they look like athletic, massive. I'm not talking about like
Fat.
just fat and just big. These guys are their bone structures are huge.
Mm-hmm.
They look like giants, man, like proper giants.
I'm just imagining Bjorn and you know.
Yeah, people who look like Bjorn. That's exactly what it is. And person like Bjorn is like a normal everyday dude over here. Some of them. Yeah,
So the police are Bjorns on steroids.
yeah, yeah. Something like this.
Mm. And you know the beard, the hair, all of that also,
Yeah, some of them.
but not so common. But that would be cool, man. They should bring that back, man.
No, I think it's pretty common actually. Like I have a friend, she's in my class, and
Hmm.
her dad's practicing the, he's professionally like Viking trained with the blood axe and stuff. He still believes in the Norse gods, I think. I'm not sure. She
They,
said something of the sort. I'm not.
wow, they
Yeah,
still train with the accent stuff.
yeah.
Wow,
They still have stuff like they have these things like even tournaments and stuff just to practice with those things, just to keep it going. Their culture.
wow.
High five. High five!
Like the ancient culture going sometimes. Yeah. So she actually like like she had an hairstyle like Lagathas actually. Like one side of her, like it's pretty common to be honest. Like I see people like this on the train tram and all. Like
Uh-huh.
half of their head is shaved off and then
Uh-huh.
braided on the side kind of thing. Yeah.
Damn. Wow, that's
Mm,
cool, man. How do you imagine practicing to to throw axes and wow, that's cool, man.
yeah. I grew my hair also over here, but unfortunately I had to cut it. But it was up to my chest. It was very long, and I grew the beard also. Yeah.
When in Rome.
Uh, when in Rome. No, actually no. Like if you think about it, historically Sri Lankans have had
Yeah,
men had
yeah,
long
yeah,
hair and
yeah.
long
They
beards.
still
So
do, right? The Vedas.
yeah, I mean I was like a Vedda.
But it's like an insult now, right? You look like a Veda
It's
mein ko
not. It
kata here.
shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
I know, right?
Mm. So people, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten it a lot. Like now my hair is combed, but then if I wake up in the morning, it looks like a bloody bush.
That they kage lagi
Yeah,
na ito.
yeah, yeah. That's the thing,
Yeah, yeah.
man.
I don't know, bro, but yeah, that's how it is, and you find people like this here actually,
Mhm.
um, with the tattoos, Viking tattoos and stuff also.
Believing in Thor and Odin and all sort.
No, I don't think so. Like most of them believe in that. Actually, in Finland, they don't believe in anything. They are mostly atheists.
All right.
But it's an Orthodox country, so
Mm-hmm.
I think. I mean, there are some people who go to church, but to be honest, no one gives a shit anymore. Yeah. But they're very proud of their heritage. That's true.
Mm, yeah.
Very, very, very proud. Very proud of where they come from and who they are. They take that stuff very seriously.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever had an experience of trying the axe?
No,
They
I would
don't give
love
it.
to. I haven't seen one in real
Ah,
life yet.
right.
No, I haven't.
So have you
I
gone
want
like
to go.
skull?
Hmm? Ah, that's in Swedish. Skål means cheers in Swedish.
All right, you guys don't do that.
Yes. No, it's kirpis here.
Kirpis.
Kirpis. Yeah, that's how they
Yes.
drink here. Yeah.
Man, one of the most iconic parts, man, I would say of Vikings. Skull.
Hmm?
Skull.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. But this Viking thing, like, I don't know if it's related or not, but after
Mm-hmm.
watching this TV series and reading a little bit about it, like it's still inculcated. I think if there is any relevance to Finnish people, there's this thing called sisu, and sisu is like so I'm sure since you went, I mean, I don't know whether there are some people who are watching who did not school at St. Thomas's, but if you school at St. Thomas's, you probably know there's something called Tomin Grit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't necessarily believe in this, so I don't brand myself as a Tomin. I don't like to.
Mm-hmm.
Just putting my thing on top, it
This is,
just
yeah.
doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But just to get an idea of what it is, you know, there's this thing called Sitsu, and it's similar to Tomin Grit, where if you're Finnish and you're pure-blooded Finnish person, uh, especially not no, it's a man.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be a man, I think. They don't complain about their problems. It's a thing.
Right.
No matter how much pain or you withstand and you bear it all, kind of thing inside. That's why I think Finnish men are quite reserved and they're very tough people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I definitely wouldn't want to mess with any of them. They're very nice people, but like I think if they really get mad, they really really get mad, like kind of people. Like
Mm-hmm.
and also if they are challenged to something, um, if they take up the challenge, they don't back down, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, like that this Sisu thing is they take it very seriously. It's like a very characteristic thing of Finnish people, where they just don't give up, kind of thing, no matter what it is, whether it's bringing you so many things or whatever. It's sticking to principles, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it is something that comes from their heritage, like Vikings or whatever, where they're like, uh, you you go to war knowing that you're gonna die and you're kind of happy, kind of thing. Yeah,
I get where you're going
yeah,
from. Yeah.
yeah.
I see that
They're like
coming
that.
down. Yeah. It's probably ingrained in their
Maybe,
upbringing. Yeah.
maybe. Yeah, it is. It is. Like Sisu is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they ingrain it in the people.
Have you ever seen two Finnish guys having a go at it?
No, they don't fight like that,
Right.
as far as I know. I don't think I want to see.
Might be a
Mm,
messy affair. No?
I don't think. No, I've never seen two people fighting like that.
Mm-hmm.
Finns, no, man. Like, no. For now, no. Mm-mm. Normal people, no,
Not even a
no.
street fight? No. Wow.
No matter how drunk they are, I've never seen.
Wow. I'm thinking about the fights we have in school.
Yeah, man. Like, it's not like that here, at least. Not. I mean, it's kind of different. We're in university now, and
Of
no
course.
one
Yeah.
cares anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's different.
And
It's different.
talking about that, it's said that Finland has the best education system in the world, right? Their schools. Have you ever like?
Mm,
I'm pretty sure you don't have any first-hand experience on it, but do you have any comments to add on that?
yeah, I think they have the best primary and secondary education in the world, probably,
Mm-hmm.
but not the higher education system. That's America. I think
Okay. Right.
America has the best higher education system in the world. It's not economical, but it's the best. But I did visit a Finnish school one day, and bloody hell, it was cool, man. I honestly thought it was some kind of like tech building kind of thing, but
Mm-hmm.
it was apparently a school, and I'm like, goddamn, like, oof, it's insane.
Like how insane? Like what made you go? Wow, this is insane.
Okay, so if you've obviously watched some high school drama from America, right? Like, come
Mm-hmm.
on, like you've seen
Yeah.
the typical and from England.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you have the lockers and you have the classrooms and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So over here, it's like what I saw is it's completely white. You can't even see
Right.
the doors. Like there are no bezels. And then suddenly a door opens and people come out, and then the classrooms have like this high tech stuff inside.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's like from the future, man. Like it's something else. Like then I was just thinking, Masang, we were it's like we're
It's
from the
like
Stone Age.
it would feel like two different worlds, two different
Yeah,
planets,
it
right?
is definitely two different worlds. Like it really is. And I didn't see anything else of the school, but uh, the part I saw was very futuristic, very, very, very futuristic,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't see any lockers as such or anything. Lots of empty spaces with people to just sleep or study outside, like the classrooms,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like this.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, it is.
And
Maybe it was just this specific school. I don't know, but it was very nice.
it's probably a thing, man, because I don't know. I've just the Finnish schools, they just like build it up so much, like so good, Kela, the education system.
Yeah, like I think because if you and I went to school in Finland, we would have had the choice of either going to a vocational school
Mm-hmm.
or going to university, or like um no, like or going on an academic path from
Right.
before O levels. We could have just chosen the subjects and we'd be like, you know what, I don't want to actually do academics or whatever. But like later on in life, you can just do the exams and go back to university. And actually, I actually have a friend who's like 29 years old.
Uh-huh.
He was an electrician for about 10 years.
Okay.
And then now he's doing environmental engineering with me because he's just studied for about a year and then did his exams, like his matriculation exams for the
Uh-huh.
university, and then got it. Now he's doing engineering with me.
So he was doing an electrician job as vocational training, and then he just went into the job, and then he decided, okay, he's
Yeah,
done with that, and he wants to start academy.
yeah, yeah. Like
Man, that's cool.
no restrictions whatsoever, and education is 100% free here for them.
For them.
And for people who came here before 2017,
Mm-hmm.
100% free.
What?
Unfortunately, yeah, I'm not so fortunate. Yeah.
My God. So they brought in
Yeah,
that
I think
policy
Norway
later.
is offering still. I think
Uh-huh.
Norway is still offering 100%, like the basically like 100% free degree programs for international students, but they you have to study in Norwegian.
Ooh, small
Yeah,
catch, no?
small catch. Yeah, but Finland I think was offering in English, but still 100% free at that time.
Crazy.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure
it's absolutely
I'm pretty
crazy.
sure nobody knew about this, or else we'd have had an exodus of people going.
Yes, yes, absolutely. No, I don't think so.
And
No, most Sri Lankans don't want to do that. They want to just stay in the place where they're comfortable. That's what Sri Lankans like to do.
yeah, change is scary.
I can't blame them. It is. I've been there. It's scary.
But man, we haven't even gotten to the most important part, I would say.
Oh
The
shit,
food.
sorry, bro.
No, 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 bro, not that. I'm talking about the food in
Ah, the
Finland.
food.
Yeah.
Uh, long story short, I haven't tried every single dish over here.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I haven't come here as a tourist. So I haven't necessarily tried Finnish dish, a lot of cuisine. Because for one thing is eating outside is very expensive and I'm on a budget, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the time I'm eating from the school canteen, the cafeteria. So it's the cheapest food I can get. But it's good food. Lots of fish, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they eat mushrooms. They like to eat lots of berries and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Rye, if you know what that is, RYE. It's a type of flour, like, and they make
Heard
bread
of
out of
it,
it.
but I
It's very
haven't.
hard. For Sri Lankans, it'll be like, what the hell is this crap when you first eat it? It's absolutely crap when you first eat it, but then you grow up on it. It's very healthy. It's a lot of fibers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Very tough bread, that is. Um, they eat lots of salads, of course. All
Of
Europeans
course.
do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, of course, there's meat and all that. All types of meat, reindeer meat,
Reindeer
and
meat.
yeah,
How does it taste?
elk meat.
Eaten some?
I still didn't try it. I don't think I have. No, I haven't had the chance to try it yet.
All right.
They eat blood,
What?
pork blood. Yeah.
Drink.
No, they put it into their dishes, or they make sausages out of pork blood and stuff. Uh,
Blood.
Yeah, it tastes good, bang. It actually does. Uh, I didn't think that it would. It was disgusting, but yeah, they even make pancakes out of this.
Right. Interesting.
And for you, when I say pork, it anyway is disgusting, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
No, but
I could bear pork, but when you said blood, I'm like, okay, what?
yeah, yeah. For me also, like honestly, it was just horrible. But anyway, they eat that. They even eat the tongue and stuff.
Okay, that, yeah, that I can understand.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, that's just it looks horrible for me. I can't. Uh,
Have you seen a bear? Do
no,
they
bang. I haven't not yet. But there are bears up north
and do
apparently,
they
but
eat
quite
bear
hard
meat?
to find. No, no, no. They, no. They eat elk meat. They eat reindeer meat. That's sure. There are wolves here also.
Wolves. Seen one? No.
Not lucky enough to see one
In
yet.
the
No.
wild.
Yes, wild ones.
No, like have you like ever been to like the wild countryside or anything like that?
Yeah, it's just here in a way. Like, the wonderful thing about Finland is the cities are built around the forest and not the other way around.
Right. So then it's like a city, but it's still the countryside. Both are the same thing.
Yeah,
Like that's interesting.
so much of greenery here. It's
Mhm.
crazy that, yeah, it's unbelievable amount of greenery for us to think of. Even it's surrounded. If you just go on the map, like on Tampere, Helsinki is a bit different because very commercialized and huge city. It's a capital.
Mhm.
But here and all the other cities, if you look at it, you will just see a little bit of a built-up area, and around it is just entirety of it is forests and lakes.
Right.
Just around my apartment, I have 6 lakes.
How do you have like is it like ponds, like tiny ponds, or like what, huge
No, they're
lakes?
pretty big. Like yeah,
How do you have 6 lakes around your apartment, man? I don't have
like
six
not
buildings
like
around my.
no, yeah, that's the thing. Like that's around 300 meters away from my apartment. There's a lake,
Uh huh.
and then like about 700 or 800 meters away, there's another one, like behind. Like
Oh.
if you just walk around, like maybe on a radius of 3 kilometers,
Mm-hmm.
there are lakes.
Mm.
And in Sri Lankan standards, like 3 kilometers is a lot, I guess, to walk. But for me, I walk like 4 or 5 kilometers a day normally now.
Normally.
Yeah, it's just normal. You don't even feel it. People walk a lot and
About
ride bikes a lot.
yeah, like coming on to that, if you walk 5 kilometers a day, what about like buses, taxis,
I just
vehicles?
walk, of course, because I want to lose some weight. But like, yeah, like you can buses and taxis. Like public transportation is very good here. There's a tram, there's a bus, no
Mm-hmm.
taxis. If you want a
No
taxi, you
taxis.
probably have to break back. No, there are like no Ubers or anything, but there's like a local taxi company here called Taxi Tampere,
Mm-hmm.
and he it for like 8 kilometers, if you go, you will spend about 6 to 7 thousand rupees.
Why? Oh, so who even uses that?
No, a lot of people do because it's like for students it's expensive, but if you're working here, it's pretty much nothing in a
Okay.
way. I mean, not nothing, but like business people use it for convenience because sometimes you will have to pay at the parking, like in the city, you have to pay for
Mm-hmm.
parking and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Makes
and
sense.
if you're late for something, yeah,
So buses and trams pretty much work. Cheap,
yeah,
efficient, on
it's
time.
not cheap. It's not
Not
cheap,
cheap.
not cheap, but it's convenient.
Right. Cost
It's
of
worth
living.
it.
So would you say cost of living is high in Finland?
Yeah,
High
it's very high. It's very high.
as a student or even if you work there?
It as a
As a
student,
student
like
you
from
can't
an
work, right?
international,
You can't
no, you
work.
can 25 hours per week. I can work here. I'm
Okay.
not working right now at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
but I can.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, like if you are working as a student also, it's all right. Like if you want to make your life super extravagant and things like this, I mean, it's going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
But Otherwise, you can just get by if you're just having a simple life. That's fine. If you're earning and doing a job, like not a cleaning job or something, but like, if you're working in an office or something, yeah, you're set, no problem.
So of course, but as a international student, if you're converting obviously from somewhere like Sri Lanka, cost of living is high.
Oh my God, bloody high.
Converting the
Mm,
rupees into the euros and then spending it
don't
on.
do that. That's like the worst thing you can do. If you start thinking in rupees, you will probably end up hanging yourself.
My God.
Yeah, how much does a beer cost in Sri Lanka? Like just what, 600 rupees?
No idea, bro.
Oh, you don't have an idea. Okay. Uh,
You want me to
I'm
call
not
my
sure. I
friends?
can't remember. Yeah, you can ask a friend, like honestly, because over here. If I go
Mhm.
to a bar and ask for 500 milliliters of beer, it'll be, what's the exchange rate now? Let's see. I've just given up on the rates, to be honest, but what to do?
No point
God,
keeping track.
actually, I have to, but yeah. uh, okay, so I will pay around 2,500 rupees for a beer.
2,500
Just imagine, 2,500 one can.
one can. And here it's apparently 180 rupees.
So can you imagine? It's like
Maybe we should
180 rupees. That's more than 10 times. More than 10 times.
man, maybe we
Okay,
should try
so
to talk in layman terms. Maybe like how much would you say is a pound of bread in
yeah, I'm sorry, I was talking about beer because bloody hell. See, I told you Finland has an alcohol problem. uh, layman terms, pound of bread, I don't know. 3 euros? Oh, okay. Okay. Here's the thing. This is a funny thing, right? Some things are much cheaper than in Sri Lanka. Like for an example, chicken. Good organic chicken is really cheap compared. Milk is cheaper. Mm,
it's
but
a futile attempt to try to compare living standards or
yeah,
prices when it comes to especially somewhere like Sri Lanka where
yeah.
you have prices fluctuating like Bitcoin.
That's a bloody good one, bro.
I saw it on Instagram, but I didn't come
No,
across it.
okay. That's a good one. But yeah, I think for a kilogram of bread, do we go in kilograms? No, not kilograms. Maybe 500, 600 grams, right?
Mm-hmm.
A
Yeah.
loaf of bread. Not even that much, I think. But like that's around 1,300, 1,400 rupees. The cheapest.
Wow. Okay. Damn.
Pangidiam, macha.
You better never think about it in rupees.
No, no.
My God. My
Yeah.
God. I wasn't expecting that in
Yeah,
thousands.
it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Man.
No, partly to be my currency, to be honest. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. True enough. True enough. True enough. And
yeah.
I think we've spoken about a lot of things, but just a few other questions just to wrap things up a bit.
Hmm.
Um, I think I always kind of push this out to the end about the entertainment industry there.
Okay.
How is it like? How is what would you say Finnish music is like or movies? You do have
Okay. Thankfully,
music.
you kind of defined what entertainment was because I wasn't sure what you're talking about at that point.
I'm talking about the pop thingy, music, movies, and things like
Okay.
that.
Music. Well, uh, general pop culture from Hollywood is there. Of course, people like there are producers from Finland who do pop and stuff. But heavy metal is a huge thing here. Metal, like it's a part of Finland. It's their culture,
Damn.
and they're into a lot of rock. And I think per capita they have the highest heavy metal listeners and you know uh, bands on earth, and they are also they produce songs for Eurovision and stuff, and they take part in it, and
It's kind of very matching, you know. It just makes so much sense. These Viking kind of dudes banging away at the drums and rocky guitars.
yeah, they are like this actually. Like I have like the same friend that I told you who cut
Mhm.
her hair. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like she's actually a bass guitarist in a heavy metal band.
Right.
It's called Soundwave Explosion. Yeah, and like goth stuff is like a big thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and all that sort of thing. But movies and stuff, honestly, I don't know much because I haven't watched a Finnish movie yet. Um, but in terms of classical music, if you know, there's a famous composer from Finland, uh, John Sibelius. That
Unfamiliar.
the classical music, yeah.
Right.
So of the early modern period, and he's actually from very his city is actually pretty near, like the neighboring city to mine. Yeah.
That's interesting. And but so you haven't had the exposure of Finnish movies and dramas and stuff, but it's a thing, right?
Not yet, no, not
Not
yet.
yet.
No, no, no.
Mm-hmm.
I should do that actually. I completely forgot.
I mean,
No, Finnish
like
dramas.
you said, man. The thing is, when people go there for go anywhere, okay, like you're there for your studies, you guys just I think you guys just forget about these kind of things. Just like go there, do your thing, and just get into the routine. And you don't do the things that a tourist would do, right? Obviously,
No,
yeah. But
no, like no. I mean, at one point, yes, you would, but
mhm, not not as a
not
thing.
all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
you don't have a free mind. You have so many things to do,
Exactly.
and
But that's what
no,
this is kind of, this is not to get what you go and see as a tourist, right? This is to get what it is to wake
it
up
is
under the
like
Finnish
to
sun every day and
yeah
or the Finnish
every
clouds,
day.
as I would put it. And
Yeah,
have
I
you
think
seen
there's.
the Northern Lights?
I mean, a glimpse of it, yes, and that's one of the main reasons I wanted to move to Finland. Also,
Hmm.
I still didn't have the chance to, but hoping to this year.
It's cool. You
You
need to
see,
go further north, right? Like really
further
north.
north, yeah, like actually, you can see it from Tampere if you're lucky enough. If you go to a place where there's not much light pollution, light pollution is when that's actually a thing. Light
Hmm.
pollution is actually a thing where uh, like city lights
Too much light.
knock off
Yeah.
from the clouds and everything.
I
Um,
heard about light pollution first in China because they couldn't
yeah.
see the stars, things like that.
Mhm.
China, Japan, it's like really bad.
I mean, if you just go to Colombo, you will never. When is the
Yeah,
last time
yeah,
that you saw
yeah.
stars?
I
Like
noticed. I noticed it once when I went out of Colombo. I looked up and like,
mm,
there are so many stars in the sky.
yeah,
What? There's so many stars. Like, okay,
yeah.
it's the thing, man.
You can't see it in cities now,
Right.
so you have to go to the
But I'm kind of
outskirts, or
surprised
if
that
not,
it's there in Finland as well. I mean, I get it. Like it's a green, clean city, but of course, it's there as well.
no, it's some kind of light, that goes up. So
Mm-mm.
I've gotten a glimpse of it from my apartment because I'm in the suburbs, kind of. So
Right.
it's not too bad. But yeah,
Those are goals, man. Northern Light.
yeah, it is. It
Absolutely.
really is. It. Yeah, Mazang, it actually in a way is like a dream coming true to travel to the north and live there for a while.
Honestly, just like Björn did. You need that to you need that to build yourself up, get some of that um, what do you say, resilience and things like build character.
If you can live in Finland and survive, I think you can live anywhere. Like in a decent, of course, like when I'm saying like anywhere, it doesn't mean like mm, no, if
We get
If you
the
can live in
yeah.
Chennai in the streets, then you can live anywhere. That I would say. I correct my phrase. But I'm saying in terms of like surviving alone, the loneliness and the
Mm-hmm.
weather,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you can get by, I think, in
Straight
quite
up.
many places.
And I'm bringing back something that you told me at the beginning, pouring vodka in the fountains and having a bath in it. Yeah. So they
Yes,
do it for the local sports team, but what sports exactly do they have?
ice hockey.
Of course, of course, it's ice hockey.
Ice hockey, Formula One, if they do something good. Football,
Mm-hmm.
this time they got into the European League, I think, for the first time, and they went
Mm-hmm.
all crazy about it. I'm not a big football fan at all. I don't follow, but Finns are crazy about it.
Uh-huh.
What else? What else do they do? There's this other sport that they do.
Baseball.
Mostly ice hockey. No, there's some. No, they don't play baseball. They play something called Finnish baseball, but that's something else.
I'm not
Mm,
even going to bother asking this, but just for the sake of it, cricket. Have they heard of it?
no, they know what cricket is. Like they've heard, that Sri Lanka plays it, and some countries play it, but
Mm-hmm.
they don't play it.
They
But
don't play.
there are some people who play it, like the Asians play it, South
Mm-hmm.
Asians.
Hmm.
Mm,
Fair enough. Horse riding?
no, no, no,
No,
not that I.
no
Not
horses in
much, bro.
Finland.
Not. I mean, like if you think about it, half of the year there's no grass, man. Where the hell are they going to ride? I think, I think there are
Uh,
horse riders, but
Ice
like,
skating it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, ice skating. Yes, ice skating. A lot of ice skating.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, all the winter sports: snowboarding,
Mm-hmm.
skiing,
Skiing
motocross.
without
Yes,
mountains.
and they do it. They go to Alps. They go to the Alps for that actually. Cross country skiing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else is this? Rally, rally,
Right.
rally,
Mm-hmm.
rally cars, rallies. Yeah, lots of
Interesting.
rallies. Yeah, actually
Interesting. The winter
Hmm?
sports.
Yeah, like rallying car racing. Actually, this I think next week or so they're starting the Uvascular rally.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it's a famous rally they have. Like the WRC here has a lot of rallies here, and then the
That's
good drivers
interesting.
and stuff. Mhm.
Yep.
Mm,
And
yeah,
that brings me to kind of towards the end. Uh, coming down to the specific questions a bit. Um, one more thing. Anime.
anime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people watch here. I think.
K-pop.
I don't know about K-pop to be honest, man. I wouldn't really give a shit about it, but uh, not as much as the not as much as we think. I
It
don't
makes
think so.
sense, I don't think heavy metal and K-pop can. I don't know. I haven't really heard of much K-pop.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you really think about it, no, like people over here are into anime and heavy metal. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, M- I think almost all my Finnish friends watch anime.
That's yeah. Like the had this one. I had this thing in Belarus. I did this thing on Belarus a few
Yeah,
episodes back. So that's when he said this anime is no longer niche community. It's basically mainstream now. So
yeah, it is.
yeah.
It is. It really is.
Mm-hmm. And
I really don't understand why anyone would want to move to Belarus though.
no, but it was for studies,
Yeah,
especially
probably
for
wants to become a doctor, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I told you, especially for medicine. That's where
Yeah,
a
like
lot of
all
it
the
is.
Finns, like we've had this conversation with some Finnish friends, like
Mhm.
they're like we were talking about Belarus, and I was like, ah, I know some Sri Lankans who go there to study. I was like, what the fuck? I'm sorry, pardon me, but yeah, that's the reaction, and I'm like, what? And why do you want to move to Belarus, man? Like what? And then I'm like, to study, and then they're again like, to study.
my God, that's like a downgrade for them, obviously, because from
Yeah,
Belarus is one of the
I
poorest
think.
countries in Europe, but that's
Yeah, yeah,
exactly why
yeah.
it's one of the cheapest options for people like us
Mm,
who don't
mm.
have a private medical bloody college in Sri Lanka, and we have to spend all that. Yeah,
It's a mess, man. I don't
leave it
know.
aside.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it's very unfortunate for people back home.
Hmm. Yeah, true. In many ways and in a sense. But yeah, that kind of brings us to the end of the episode, man.